Hi, this is Lou from Lou's Antiques and Collectibles, and we buy and sell stuff for our 2 antique booths and 2 malls that we're in. And we are heading to Colorado! And here we are in that beautiful state right now on our spring trip. So we're in Colorado, and we're going to check out this store called Collectibles Moor. And we're in, I can't remember what town they're in. What are we in? We're in Sterling, Colorado. We're really out here, so we're going to go check it out. And here's the front of the building of Collectibles Moor.
Here at Collectibles Moor, we have about 35 vendors, and they all bring in different stuff, ranging from shabby chic to antiques to knickknacks and everything else.
So, as she said, there's 35 different dealers in here, and they have got some really cute stuff. I'm definitely going to check this place out. Look at all the nice glassware. So check out all the glassware here. Really nice pieces. Everything was displayed beautifully. And it was a welcome break. We had been on the road. This was our second day. We were going to see my son in Colorado. And we were up for doing a little junking on the way and having a little fun and a nice break. This dresser here is beautiful. That black one. And what a good idea for those oval frames. I see those all the time at garage sales and stuff. And they usually don't have the glass. And that's a great idea. I might have to use that idea. Pretty dresser. We had a truck with us, but we couldn't bring home a lot of furniture. But the furniture in this store was so reasonably priced. If you need furniture, this is the place to come. I'll tell you what, they had a lot of nice pieces for really reasonable. I think it was more reasonable than in our area even, which is a lot to say. So definitely check this place out. There was lots of Easter items. This was around Easter time that we came to Colorado, and we also went to Utah for a little bit too, so you'll be seeing that in our upcoming episodes. Look at this booth. All the beautiful flowers and the wallpapers. They had really nice ways of displaying things here. The dealers really went out of their way to make their booths look really beautiful. And here's some nice bracelets there. That one bracelet kind of looked like it was natural garnet, but I wasn't sure on that. $5 wouldn't have been a bad price to pay for all those bracelets. That would have been good. I don't know why I didn't pick that up. Now these little beady earrings, I buy these all the time at garage sales and whatnot. I usually don't pay any more for $1 than $1 for them. I usually put them between $6 and $8 too, so they were right on with their prices on what I charge for those types of earrings. They're kind of from the 50s. So here's some nice kitchenware things. A beautiful yellow canister set. And I like that wallpaper behind there. It looks really nice. Makes it look very springy. Big variety in this mall. From housewares to house decor to holiday items, jewelry, and here's even some candles. They had a lot of big variety and a lot of jewelry. I really looked through the jewelry. And their prices for the jewelry were real similar to what I charge. So, and some were more reasonable even, but not low enough for me to make a profit on. Now, obviously in an antique store, you don't always look for items that you're going to make a profit on, although sometimes you do find them. You more look for items for yourself, because usually the dealers run about the same as what you do. But it was still fun to come here, and this was kind of in the east end of Colorado, where there's it's not mountainous in this area at all. It's very flat. It's kind of like the plains. So this was kind of way out there in the middle of nowhere, but cool town. So here's some really pretty flowers they made out of paper. What a great idea. Looks like some old papers that they use. Might have to use that idea too. It's nice to get inspired when you go to these malls by things that you could do in your booth. And here's some more nice furniture. And there's some sunflowers to decorate it. I actually have those in the front of my house right now. One's just like that. This was another good idea. See that oval frame on the top? And you'll see it after I show you the glass here, because this is the Coronation and this is Princess. They're both depression glass patterns, and they're both in pink. Very nice. Lots of depression glass. And you see that oval frame? They put flowers in it. What a great idea. It's another idea I'm definitely going to use, because that looks beautiful. Lots of pink depression in this booth. Very nice. And here's another pink piece. It's the Pink Moon and Star pattern by L.E. Smith. And there are actually moon and star groups out there that just collect moon and stars. It's a pretty popular pattern. And here's another one. It's Madrid by the Federal Glass Company, 1932 to 1939, and also an Indiana Glass Company in the 1980s. So Madrid was made for quite a long time, just by two different companies. That was a very nice piece. And this is called a squash blossom necklace. And the ones that are made out of sterling silver and real stones, they can be really pricey. But this one was kind of cool because it looked pretty real. A very nice shape. It's usually always that shape. And here's a silver-plated mirror. Very nice. I tend to look for things like that with perfumes and mirrors and linens and stuff like that. I kind of like all that stuff. So you're going to see more of that stuff on my videos than maybe other videos that you watch. And that's what I'm the most familiar with. That and glassware, of course. Love my glassware. And here's some forest green. Glassware there. I believe that's by Inker Hocking, but I'm not sure on that. So correct me if I'm wrong on that one. Nice pieces. And here's a cabinet full of all kinds of goodies. Figurines and glassware, kitchen items. And there's some red glassware. And these little pots I'm always attracted to. This teapot was kind of neat. I looked on the bottom to see if it was, I had a marker's make on it, or maker's mark on it, I should say, sorry. But it didn't have anything in the bottom, so I wasn't sure if that was modern or new. And there was a piece of diamond point there. And this was a nice little picture, too, with the flowers on it. It was definitely old, but I wasn't familiar with that maker. Beautiful piece, though. And this is a piece by Westmoreland. Some nice milk glass. When you buy milk glass, if you buy the Westmoreland and you buy the Fenton, you never can go wrong. There's a lot of milk glass out there, but those to me are the main two that I kind of gravitate towards because they have a lot of value to them, rather than other pieces like flower vases and whatnot that don't necessarily have as much value to them. So that's the patterns I gravitate towards. And if you know other patterns, please put in the comments that you like. And here's some jewelry. And here's some candlewick by the Imperial Glass Company from 1936 to 1984. And there's some kitchenware. Those are so nice. It's really hard to find a complete set of those. The only place I usually see them at is a Depression Glass show in November in Michigan. Here's Autumn Leaf by the Hall Pottery Company. And this dealer had a sale, 25% off. I initially thought this was a cranberry scoop, but after inspection, I realized it was for sand. It's to get those goodies out of the sand, the metal detecting sand scoop. Kind of an unusual thing to find in Colorado. Usually you find those by the beach areas, by the ocean. I'm not sure what they would be doing with those around here. I suppose you could use it in any kind of dirt, though, and that would be fine. Here's the Heisey Lariat, silver overlay, 1940. Beautiful, elegant Depression glassware. And, of course, I always got to look at the jewelry. Everything was $4.75, so that was kind of a random number. But anyways, I had to definitely check it all out. And they had some really nice pins that I could have made a few dollars on, but I definitely couldn't have tripled. So, but if you were looking for yourself, buddy, that was a good price. Probably cheaper than I would have charged for any of that stuff. So that was kind of a cool rack to check out. And look at all these knickknacks. And they're having a red tag sale. It's a nice instrument. And this store was pretty good size. So you could spend a few hours in here if you were really looking at everything, because there was a lot to see. And the owners were so gracious, and they let us videotape throughout the whole store, and I appreciate that. And We tried to show the store all the beautiful things they had and all the things they have to offer. Ooh, those pictures are kind of nice. I always like those lady portraits. This booth had a ton of buttons, and I think a lot of them were Bakelite. Just because the silverware there, they all had Bakelite handles on them. So that makes them much more valuable when they have the Bakelite handles on them. And I always look at golden books, but I don't always know all the marks to make them older, more valuable. One thing you can do that's really easy, if you see a UPC code on the back, you know it's not very old. So I usually pass on those unless they're for myself or whatnot. But if I don't see a UPC code in the back, then I usually know they're worth a little bit, depending on what the subject is. And there's a nice piece of moonstone. And here's a big rack of necklaces. And those beady ones that I'm touching there, those are kind of from the 50s, and I do buy those. But the other ones that are like those white ones there, they do not sell well for me at all. So I usually pass on those kind of plastic beads. But the ones like I had in my hand previously, they have like usually 2 or 3 strands, and they're definitely from the 50s. This was a nice tassel necklace. It was too much for me to do anything with. And that I almost thought was amber, but I wasn't sure. I think there was a seam on those beads. Amber will not have a seam on their beads. And this is a nice natural stone necklace. And it was about $7, which is around what I would sell it for, probably between $7 and $10. Nice piece, though. And the stones were really pretty large. That was a pretty good deal, actually. And here's more of those necklaces. I do like those types. You can definitely tell the difference. They're kind of from the 50s, and they see how they have several strands on them. And I got another bin of jewelry here, and that was a modern necklace, so I passed on that. Oh, it was pretty. Didn't really find anything in that big basket. There was lots of baskets to go through. And the furniture was very reasonable. Nice piece. So this is Lou from Lou's Antiques and Collectibles saying goodbye, and we'll see you again. And next week we'll show you more of our trip to Colorado and Utah. So please stay tuned and keep on watching. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.